Welcome to Hired in IT. Our mission is simple: help you build the skills that employers actually want. Whether you're trying to land your first IT job, switch careers, earn a promotion, or increase your salary, we're here to help. Every video is thoroughly researched and designed to make complex IT topics easy to understand. If there's an IT topic you'd like us to cover, leave a comment below. We may turn your suggestion into our next video. Turning IT knowledge into career opportunities. A candidate spent 6 months earning CompTIA A+, Network Plus, and AWS Cloud Practitioner. A recruiter finally opens his application, clicks the portfolio link, and sees a 404 page. In 3 seconds, literally, his resume is dragged to the trash. That wasn't a hypothetical. It happened to a real junior IT applicant last month. Now ask yourself, is your portfolio any safer? A recruiter opens your application on a tight schedule. If the portfolio link is dead, the resume goes in the trash. That's not speculation. It's the reality of automated screening in 2026. One broken link can auto-reject your application before a single human reads a word. The fix? Run a free link checker like W3Cs before you apply. After seeing this pattern across dozens of failed portfolios, it's clear: a dead link is the fastest way to kill your chances. In entry-level IT portfolios, 3 problems keep showing up. First, broken links. A single dead link can auto-reject you. Second, repos with no README or an empty one. That's an instant skip. Third, tutorial clone projects with zero original twist. Any one of these makes your portfolio feel unfinished, and in a stack of hundreds, unfinished equals rejected. The research is consistent. Hiring managers spend an average of 10 to 60 seconds on a portfolio before deciding whether to advance a candidate. A single broken link or an empty project page eats that entire window. There's no second chance. You're not being evaluated on what you intended to show. You're judged on what actually loads in that moment. In 2026, a lot of companies never let a human see your portfolio first. AI-driven parsers and automated link checkers scan for anything broken or incomplete. Combine that with recruiter burnout. People reviewing hundreds of applications a day. And the result is brutal. A portfolio that looks good at a glance but has technical holes gets ghosted before a hiring manager ever reads a single sentence. So here's what you do. Run a free link checker like W3Cs before you hit submit. Catch what the scanners would flag. Here's mistake number 1. The dead link illusion. You list a live project link on your resume, confident it proves your skills. But when someone actually clicks it, they hit a 404, a DNS error, or a blank GitHub Pages default page. To a hiring manager, that doesn't look like a small oversight. It signals a lack of basic professional discipline. If you can't keep a demo link working, why would they trust you with anything that matters? This comparison makes it visceral. On the left, you see the candidate's polished resume, the URL proudly displayed. On the right, what the recruiter actually sees, the exact same URL, but instead of a demo, they get an error page. First impression? Broken promise. You're advertising a storefront and the door is locked. That single impression in seconds ends your chance. A staggering number of junior portfolios, this is the most common flaw, have at least one dead link. That single untested link walks them out of contention before an interview ever started. Months of study, thrown away on a click nobody validated. This is the most avoidable self-sabotage in junior IT hiring. Here's what hiring managers actually think when they see a broken link. Not, oh, a simple mistake, but this person doesn't test their own work. If you can't keep a demo running for the few days your application is being reviewed, why would anyone trust you with production infrastructure? A dead link isn't a small oversight. It's evidence of negligence, and it kills your credibility instantly. These are the most common reasons links silently break. You fork a tutorial repository, link to it on your resume, then forget about it. 30-day free hosting expires, the site goes down, and you never notice. GitHub Pages was never enabled on the right branch, so visitors see a blank page. Or you renamed the repo to something cleaner and didn't realize every old link now points to nothing. Any one of these mistakes left unchecked will cost you an interview, If your hosting expires, your portfolio expires with it. The fix is simple. Pick always-on free tier platforms that don't require you to log in and renew every month. GitHub Pages serves static sites straight from your repository, so as long as your repo exists, your site stays live. Netlify gives you SSL, a CDN, and a drag-and-drop interface. You can push a project live before a coffee gets cold. Render runs backend services and databases on a free tier that doesn't spin down. And Vercel is built for modern front-end apps, handling serverless functions and automatic deployments out of the box. Pick the right tool for each project, and you eliminate the number one reason links die: a platform that wasn't built to stay up. A link audit takes less time than a coffee run, and it's the single highest leverage thing you can do the night before an application goes out. Start by opening your own site in an incognito window. You'd be shocked how often a GitHub Pages branch change or an expired DNS record hides behind your browser cache. Click every link, including the ones inside your README files. If a project uses a free backend service, hit the live demo and make sure it actually returns data, not a spin-up timeout. Then set up a free uptime robot monitor on each deployed URL. That way, you find out about downtime before a recruiter does. Block 15 minutes on your calendar every Sunday afternoon. That one recurring habit turns link rot from a career liability into a solved problem. So you fixed every broken link. Your site loads fast, you're feeling good, but you're still invisible. A recruiter clicks through to the GitHub repo behind your best project and lands on a page with no README. No description, no setup steps, no explanation of what they're looking at. That empty screen communicates one thing: there's nothing here worth reading. And that's how a perfectly functional portfolio gets rejected. The fix: every repo needs a README that states the problem it solves, the commands to run it, and the key trade-offs you made. That's what a hiring manager actually scans. A repository with only an auto-generated title, or a single line that says project for class, forces the hiring manager to reverse engineer your entire project. They don't know what problem it solves, how to run it, or even what they're supposed to take away from it. That's not a minor omission. It's a massive red flag. It tells me you either don't document your work, don't understand it well enough to explain it, or don't care enough to spend 10 minutes writing one. In a market where every application is a bet, a blank README is a losing hand. Hiring managers spend an average of 10 to 60 seconds on a portfolio before making a decision. When they land on your project, they're scanning for three things: what this does, how it works, and why you built it. An empty README doesn't answer any of those questions. Those 30 seconds get consumed by confusion and a click back to the search results. The job doesn't go to the better developer. It goes to the person who wrote 200 words that made their project instantly understandable. Documentation isn't a nice-to-have. It's your foot in the door. A huge chunk of junior portfolios have repos with either no README or one so bare it might as well be blank. Many were just a title and a sentence. That's not documentation. It's an empty signal. The candidates who wrote a couple hundred words of clear explanation, problem, setup, key decisions, instantly felt like they had 3 years more experience. That's the gap you're competing against. Here's what a hiring manager actually sees. On the left, a repository that says project by John and nothing else. That's a hard pass. It gives me zero signal about your ability. On the right, the same project but with a production-ready README. It states the problem it solves, includes a simple architecture diagram, gives me commands I can copy and paste to run it myself, and explains the key trade-offs you made. Every item on the right is a concrete hiring signal. That's not a junior portfolio anymore. That's a portfolio that gets phone calls. Don't overcomplicate this. Every README in your portfolio needs exactly 5 sections. First, a one-sentence problem statement. What real pain does this project solve? For example, I built a home lab monitoring dashboard because I got tired of SSHing into 5 different machines to check CPU temps. Second, an architecture section with a diagram and a list of every technology you used. Draw it in draw.io, export as a PNG, and drop it in the README. Third, a local setup section with commands someone can copy and paste to go from git clone to a running project in under 5 minutes. Fourth, a decision section where you explain the key trade-offs. Why Nginx and not Caddy? Why PostgreSQL and not SQLite? And fifth, a short What I Learned paragraph. That last one is the cheapest way to look like a senior engineer. The template in the description builds this entire structure for you. Go grab it after this video. Even a simple diagram changes how your project is perceived. This is a sample architecture for a home lab monitoring dashboard. A client hits Cloudflare, which proxies to an Nginx reverse proxy, forwarding to a fast API backend that reads from PostgreSQL. A Prometheus and Grafana sidecar scrapes metrics from the API. You can draw this in 15 minutes using draw.io, Glyphy, or even a mermaid block directly in your README. When a hiring manager sees a diagram, it instantly signals that you understand how systems connect, not just how to write a function. That's a differentiator. It says you're ready for infrastructure work, not just tutorial loops. The reviewer of those 50 portfolios put it bluntly. A paragraph that explains your thinking is a career advantage. Most junior candidates assume the code should speak for itself. It doesn't. Code shows you can write a loop. Writing shows you can make a decision. Hiring managers scan for the why. Why you chose Nginx over Caddy. Why you used a relational database instead of a document store. What constraint shaped the solution. Even a short section called What I Learned makes a project feel more senior. It tells me you reflect on trade-offs, that you're not just assembling tutorials. And in a market where every portfolio looks the same, a single paragraph of genuine, specific thinking is louder than 100 tech stack badges. We've put together a free README template inside the Hired in IT Career Roadmap. It's a fill-in-the-blanks template with a placeholder for your architecture diagram, copy-pastable setup commands, and a decisions table so you can explain your trade-offs. Link in the description. Grab it and turn an empty repo into an interview magnet in under an hour. All right, scenario. Your links are all live, every repo has a killer README. But if the project itself is a weather app or to-do list from a YouTube tutorial, none of that polishing matters. The third killer is building clones. Here's the quick fix. Take any tutorial project and add one layer of original design. Implement login with OAuth. Persist data to a real database, or set up a CI/CD pipeline. That single change signals you can solve problems, not just follow steps. I opened portfolio after portfolio and saw the same 3 projects: a weather app, a React to-do list, a blog generated by following a series. Those projects show you can follow instructions. But a real IT role needs you to solve problems nobody wrote a tutorial for. The difference is a layer of original design. The candidate who got hired built an IT asset tracker that integrated with LDAP, not a weather app. When hiring managers look at junior portfolios, the most common problem is that everything looks the same, because it is. Many candidates only build projects that follow a tutorial step by step. That makes you invisible in a stack of identical projects. The fix? Add an original twist, authentication, a database, or a real-world data source, and you stand out immediately. Hiring managers can spot a free code camp or YouTube clone from a mile away. And a clone tells them exactly one thing: you can follow step-by-step instructions. That's not the skill that earns a competitive entry-level salary. It makes you interchangeable with every other applicant. Instead, build projects that demonstrate your own decisions. Take a to-do app, the classic tutorial project. In its standard form, it lives entirely in local state, no persistence. But the transformed version uses Firebase for real-time sync across devices, OAuth login, Slack integration, and automated error logging to Sentry. Those 4 changes don't just make it look fancier, they demonstrate the exact skills a junior infrastructure or SRE role requires. Here's your cheat code. Pick any tutorial project and layer these 5 originality moves on top. First, add authentication. Use Auth or Firebase to gate access. Second, persist data to a real database instead of keeping it in memory. Third, set up a CI/CD pipeline with GitHub Actions so it auto-deploys on every push. Fourth, write at least 3 custom error handling scenarios with meaningful logs. Fifth, integrate a third-party API that wasn't part of the original tutorial. Maybe Twilio for alerts or a cloud storage bucket. These 5 tweaks turn a clone into a conversation starter. Let me give you a real example. A candidate, let's call him Marcus, built a ping in Docker health monitor for his home lab servers. He containerized a simple Go script, exposed metrics to Prometheus, and visualized them in Grafana. The whole thing ran on a public IP with a custom domain. His RADME walked through the architecture, the DNS hiccup that taught him about public versus private networks, and what he'd do differently next time. No tutorial could have produced that. It solved a genuine pain point, and a hiring manager could see it was real work. So here's the bottom line. 3 recurring weaknesses surface in portfolio after portfolio. Broken links that kill access before anyone reads a line, empty READMEs that leave a reviewer with nothing to evaluate, and generic tutorial clones that blend into the crowd. Fix those 3, and you'll stand out from the majority of junior candidates. Now let's talk about the standard that decides whether your portfolio survives the 2026 job market. By 2026, the minimum bar is higher. Run this 3-point audit on every project. First, the service runs and links live. Second, your README explains your thinking. Third, the problem you solved isn't a copy-paste. Hit those 3 checks, and your portfolio survives both AI filters and a recruiter scanning at 2 a.m. Before you send another application, run this 4-point audit. If any of these fail, your portfolio is a ticking time bomb. 1. Every deployed link must load within 5 seconds. No loading spinners, no 404s. 2. Every repo must have a README that covers architecture, local setup, and key decisions. 3. At least one project needs a feature that wasn't part of a tutorial. That's your originality proof. 4. All contact info, email, LinkedIn, phone, must actually work. Run this checklist before every application batch. For about $12 a year, you can own yourname.com and get that green lock icon that says production ready. A custom domain with SSL instantly stands out from the sea of bare github.io URLs. It takes just 10 minutes and shows a hiring manager you know what a live service looks like. Don't just list projects. Turn them into a story that shows growth. Start with a simple Active Directory lab, then add DNS and DHCP automation, then a cloud migration. That progression tells a hiring manager you're building skill over time, not repeating tutorials. On each project, include a short "What I Learned" section. Mention at least one thing that broke and how you fixed it. And order your projects so a reviewer can literally watch you level up. Hiring managers silently reject portfolios that are hard to read, and they won't tell you why. 3 quick fixes that remove friction instantly. Force left align on all body text. Center-aligned paragraphs are harder for the brain to scan, and a recruiter in a hurry will just skip them. Use a single font family consistently. No mixing 5 different typefaces. And open your site on your phone right now. If any section is cut off or shrunk, fix it. A mobile-friendly layout is not optional in 2026. Many of the 50 portfolios I reviewed felt completely anonymous. No bio, no photo, no story. That's a huge missed opportunity. Add an about page of about 100 to 150 words. Mention why you moved into IT and what project you're tackling right now. It doesn't need to be a novel. It just needs to make the recruiter see a person instead of a PDF. That personal touch signals you're a real human, not another template. Final polish before you hit send on any application. Open your portfolio on a phone. If anything is broken or cut off, stop and fix it. Click every link in an incognito window to be sure nothing relies on your logged-in session. Hand your phone to a non-technical friend and challenge them to find your best project in under 30 seconds. If they can't, your navigation is failing. Double-check your custom domain resolves and shows a green lock. And finally, skim each README. Does it answer what you built, how to run it, and why you made the choices you did? That's the difference between a portfolio that gets a callback and one that gets ghosted. Grab the free IT career roadmap right now. Link is in the description. It includes a fillable README template with architecture diagram placeholders, the exact survive the review checklist we just went through, and a step-by-step portfolio build guide broken out by track, cloud, DevOps, help desk, and security. It's completely free, and it's the fastest way to turn your portfolio from a liability into an interview magnet. Your portfolio is your first ticket to a real IT job. The 3 killers we covered, dead links, empty READMEs, and tutorial clones, each have a simple fix. Keep every link live, write the README before you even push code, and add at least one original feature that no tutorial gave you. A portfolio that works, explains, and stands out turns a ghosted application into an interview. Starting today. Remember, careers aren't built by watching videos. They're built by applying what you learn. Pick one thing from today's lesson, build it, document it, and share it. That's how you get hired. Thanks for watching Hired in IT, where we're turning IT knowledge into career opportunities.